right. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. My name is Yoon, and I'm going to talk about the program I created in my university, San Jose State University in San Jose, California, United States. It's called the Data Plus AI and Design. So Data Plus AI Design is the program at San Jose State University focusing on how data visualization can be used to understand the past, present, and future of various environmental issues. Especially, it's actually the programs are targeting for the undergrad, the students actually who never heard or never done artificial intelligence, machine learning, or even like data-driven design. So this is really like a kind of really inspirational talks and workshops and lectures for the undergrad students. And also we are actually trying to actually expand to the local communities. And we actually, even though we actually, our university located in Silicon Valley, there are so many actually tech companies, but it's kind of ironically, some local actually residents actually, they never actually done or learned actually have any opportunity to learn about, machine learning or high tech, things. So we are trying to actually really like foster local communities by giving more like opportunities for the public and also students. So yeah, just briefly, some of the this event actually has been like a 2 years program so far. We are continuing, and then this is actually a series of guest speakers and then lectures and the workshops. So far there are a lot of actually cool speakers, and I actually met too many awesome people actually in this conference. So I'll poke you guys for invite this to the event. So then the 2 years, each year we had, first year actually we had 5 people, and then this year actually we invited 6 guest speakers. So I'll show you guys a really brief some of the content we did. The first year is mostly like really focusing on the data-driven design. So the first one was called the Future Artifact Design. So the design department and then engineering department, especially mechanical and then actually chemical material science, actually, the department collaborated together and then kind of think about what would be the possibility we can actually use future materialities to create some sustainable design. So for example, using like a recycle 3D filaments for 3D printing, how can we actually make a more meaningful objects for local communities or foster cultures. Yeah, so students came up with some ideas. Yeah, and then some of the images here. And then, yeah, this workshop is called Intro to Exquisite 3D Printing. So using Fusion 360, students learn how to create the 3D forms, especially kind of as some more like a storytellings or like a cultural aspects, and then create some interesting shapes. And then some cute design here. And then these are actually all printed with the recycled filaments, so there's no waste or something. So students kind of learn how everything can be recycled and then reused. So that was the thing. Professor Angus Force from UC Santa Cruz, actually, he visited and then gave a really interesting actually talk and a workshop. So it was actually really like the introduction about the artificial intelligence, the workshop, and then yeah, and then using about the deep learning techniques such as a style transfer network, GANs, heritage sites, and the students explored how these tools will be useful to serve as inspiration to generate new ideas. Similar to the Angus Professor Force workshop, so Professor Eun Kang from Carnegie Mellon University, her workshop was about the machine learning applications, how to generate interesting text and images using machine learning. Yeah, and then kind of focus on actually, yeah, emphasizing the art making with the machine learning and how to create the interesting creative opportunities in areas such as dance, literature, music, poetry, and sculpture. So some of the workshop outcome, like some interesting poems created with the machines, images. Yeah, this year also there are a lot of interesting events happen. And then specifically this year, the topic was about rethinking the future of the sustainable design. So more like thinking about the design and art actually, especially like some creative thinking can really impact to the sustainable design. The data visualization designer, former data visualization designer at Microsoft, Hemi Song, actually gave a talk and the workshop. And then the workshop was actually about the there's a title, Measuring the Temperature of a Mind. So the workshop follows a simplified version of the artist's process of creating her project. And then using the diary entries, students actually create some really interesting kind of data, prepare the data, and then went through actually a whole like a process in the, using the industry for the data visualization, from gathering the data, analysis, and then processing, sketching, and visualizing, and make a presentation. And then the really famous, awesome artist, data artist, Lori Freak actually came and then gave an in-person workshop, and then really inspiring like talk. The title was about I want my data. She shared a lot of cool things, and then workshop about the secret for how to turn your everyday life to the artful pattern. So it was really like a hands-on activity, no computer, no machine. So she actually really brought really cool, colorful like papers. And actually, just threw a really poetic question. What would be your mood in color? So actually, students kind of collect the colors and then cut the color papers and then create really interesting patterns. Yeah, so everyone actually totally had a different mood. We feel differently. So yeah, all the outcome was super, super beautiful, really interesting things. And then we also interpret differently. So that, it was a really, really interesting workshop. Joshua Stein, architect, and then creator of the Radical Craft, also, gave a really cool workshop. Actually, it was in collaboration between interior design students and the graphic design students. So it was about the California's reservoir issue. There's a drought or water issue. So the student actually kind of examined what's really going on in the drought situation, and then visualize the data, and then using the casting to kind of visualize it. And also the graphic design students actually incorporate the augmented reality component, and then, there's no picture, but they kind of create some data viz on top of the physical sculptures. The last one was the media artist, Wei Zhang, also gave a really cool project, the workshop, visualizing Bauhaus style composition in virtual reality. So the workshop was for students who never done VR, so never heard or done. So she kind of went through the whole process, and then the students created various 3D models based on the demos and examples, and then kind of creates a really cool surreal words, and then and then make some really cool kind of Bauhaus inspired imageries. So happy students here. Yeah, the students learn, and then many things happen. It was a hybrid, start with the virtual mode, and then now actually it was in person. So I think this program will continue, and then as I said, it will be not really happening just only the classroom, but will actually really expand to the local communities. Yeah, so luckily I got the NEA grant. So the next year we're focusing on more like a local community, and they invite more like the people. And then have more like public workshops. So yeah, you can visit the website data-ai.design for more details. Thank you so much. Yeah.